single notes. It's tuned down the whole step, but we're going to do E minor pentatonic. All right, so we're at 607, 608, so I got 10, 12, in between 20 pass and 25 pass, all right? Tune down the whole step. So, for you guitar players that want to create your own stuff, and one of the biggest, most widely used scales that brings a lot of impact, more impact than a diatonic scale, is your pentatonic. When used right, when it's played properly and phrased properly and not overdone. You know, it's like anything else with music, the right notes at the right place, you know what I mean, all that. But, you know, to take and learn your pentatonic on the whole fretboard, take one key. I'll do E minor to keep it simple, you know. But when you get it down, there's 5 blocks. All right, so we'll start with the lowest point on the fretboard, which I always teach, no matter what key I do a video in. I usually stick with those keys to keep it simple, and typically E or A, where there's more open string stuff involved. You know, if I get into G, then you got... Now I'm tuned down the whole step, so, okay? This is tuned down to D. Because of the pain I'm dealing with, you know, I can't wait to have a CAT scan done and they see if there's something there that they can fix, because it's going on, it'll be over 3.5 weeks by the time I go to that appointment, and obviously they wouldn't even consider a surgery if it needs it. It'd be a month out from the time I got the injury. So anyways, starting here. When you go to the G note and start there, use these fingers. Reason being, you don't have to move your hands back and forth to play the note. And when you solo or create a phrase, you know what I mean? Here's the next one. Baby fingers use 5s on 5 strings in this particular block. Now when I solo, if I use that and I want a little more strength, you know, to play it with a little more, you know, then I won't use those fingers. I'll go. I'll use fingers 1 and 3, but to develop them and get the blocks down, you should use these fingers. What I'll tend to do if I'm up here somewhere doing a riff, when I get down here, I won't go. I might, but usually I'll use these fingers. I'll use a baby finger and first finger. All right, because these are basically, either these two or these two are the weakest. You know what I mean? All right, so after that, this block, then you got... So learn your pentatonic, pick a key. I'm doing it in E minor. This is tuned down a whole step. So if you try to play to it, it's going to be D if you're tuned in regular A440. I've got it tuned down, and these are 9s, and, no, it's not top rep, to make it a little less effort for my hand, because it aches just to open and close my hand. So there you, and then I take the pentatonic, and I'll do 6 count, 5 count, 4 count, 3 count, 2 different 5 counts. I'll demonstrate. So we'll do it here in a familiar place on your E minor pentatonic at the 12th fret. This shape is the same as the first one we did. So the 6 count would be 6 notes, starting at the baby finger here. You can do it this way too. You can start with that note. Just either, I would play them both. I'd play every angle, every kind of count there is, and the more of them you do, the more you're going to hear what they sound like, and then you go, oh, when you start creating, say, a simple track. That's just a basic thing in E minor. It's just I don't do your regular full chords very often. I do a lot of 2-note chords. This is a G. Instead of going, that's fine. Actually, I got some songs where I purposely do that. I do the small dyad kind of flavor, and when I want it to get big or go to a chorus, then I go. All right, so D, G, and just 1 note down there, D. And then this is C. You know, all this cool stuff without doing all these big full chords or anything. All right, so on your pentatonic, you got a 6 count. And then you could practice. So 6 count, which is a string to string. In other words, I start at high E. And so you could sit, if you wanted to, milk just that 6 count on a given day and not try to play all the 5 count, the 3 and the 4. That's what I used to do. I used to isolate one idea, and that would be my playing time. I don't call it practice anymore. I'm playing. I would just stay on that one thing until I got tired of doing it, and I'd do stuff like. You know, like in other words, I did the exact same count for each block, you know, to really get the blocks down. And then you got a 5 count. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go back to the second note I played. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to go down all 6 strings. I mean, you just do whatever you want, but get them under your fingers and into your soul, so that when you do creating, is all about hearing something and then finding and playing it. Well, if you learn these, and then you got a 4 count. And then 3 count. And one of my favorites that I used to do, I didn't stay on those a lot. I just got them under my fingers so I know where they are and everything. But one of my favorites would be just doing like a 6 count and going up. And those kind of things, you know. There's a lot of badass stuff. I've got 189 90-minute cassettes filled with ideas ready. So when I get my program coming soon, I've got rock, I've got light jazz, clean stuff, easy listening stuff, pretty ballady stuff, and heavy metal, where I even take this drop down to this tuning, and then you know, that kind of stuff. So anyways, learn your pentatonic. Now this is tuned down a whole step, and now I've done a drop C. But the same principle. So if I'm playing in D, that's going to be on my metal CD. This is probably not in perfect tune. I've turned it way down a whole step. So anyways, your pentatonic, learn it, you know, get it all down on the whole fretboard and do those different counts. So now I'm in, again, this is tuned down a whole step, and I got a drop C. So I'm playing in D, because it's like a drop D, but everything's down a whole step. That's another one. Oh no, that's the 3 count. I gotta remember I'm in D now, not E. But you might see when you learn these and do these different counts with them, you start hearing things. So just a little lesson on learning your pentatonic, and you know, then you know, to me, I mean, you can work on the diatonic too, which is a full do re mi. So in D minor, you could do Dorian or natural minor, and it'd be, you know, the same. That's Dorian. Mixolydian. It's got more of a major flavor to it. And then your natural minor.